What happens when two YouTubers sit down and have a meaningful conversation? You're about to find out right after this.
Love and laughter lead the way through the darkest, hardest days. Hope still burns, it won't retire. This is me, my life rewired. I was broken, now I'm whole. Wrote new chapters for my soul. Not the end, just re-inspired. This is me, my life rewired.
Today's program is going to be about aphasia and the man who is going to tell you all about it. I met him online and we have become really great friends, and I'm so excited to introduce him with you today. His name is Phil. Phil, welcome to Life Rewired.
How you doing?
Doing great.
Yep.
Phil, I have to say, you really resonated with me because I have had aphasia for a very long time, and you go by the screen name Aphasia Phil, which I think is very cool.
It was by accident. It was easier to say Aphasia Phil. That's it. I was like, all right, works. So I stuck with it.
I love it. I love it. So anyway, you became with aphasia from a stroke, correct?
Yes. Well, I had a stroke, traumatic brain injury. I've had not lesion. Also had infections. I had everything. Like I got it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'll start from the beginning. I'm from Swiftly, Pennsylvania, is in Pittsburgh, but I had my stroke in Philadelphia. I'll start this. I don't know what happened to me. I don't know. I woke up 3 weeks later, and I was in a room in the hospital, and I know something's wrong. No, I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
I found out later on, one of my friends called me, and he had my keys, so he knew something was wrong with me. So, a lot of people want to know what I did before this. So I'll tell you this: I used to do tablets and phones for people that have money for welfare or SNAP benefits.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did then. Now, when I was there, I said I was there for 3 weeks, and I woke up. I guess, I was in a coma for a little bit, so my hair started to heal, and I had a cranial acne. So, had that. I had everything. Again, that's it. I had everything. And the first person I remember talking to was my cousin. And you got to understand, and you'll understand a little later on, the fact when you have I didn't know what a stroke was. I heard the word stroke, but I definitely knew what aphasia was at all. But I found out the fact I thought I was talking to my cousins clearly, but I wasn't saying anything. And it's a funny thing. My mom was there the whole time because she came from Dayton, Ohio to get me. And in fact, for a while, I thought she was the devil. I didn't know who she was, because back in the day, it was right when the COVID happened. I know who she was. I mean, my brain was hurting up. I don't know, but my mom laughs. She laughs. She said, "I look at her and go, Argh." It's funny. My mom said my brain was trying to heal. So, yeah. So I thought I was talking, and obviously I wasn't. But then I was in Jefferson Hospital, and then I went to another place. It was Bryn Mawr. It was a really nice place. It was a rehab place. The fact I was there because it was so bad, they needed to help me in a place like this. And in the beginning, everything was on my mind, in my mind. Not loud. I thought it was not loud. A lot of people, the people in Jefferson, I had them twice. They said it was really nice to them, but I looked like, "Fuck you, bye, hi," because apparently the fact it's easier to have cuss words than having English and talking.
Really?
Yeah. Her name's Bree. Bree from YouTube. She has a YouTube page called Bree. She says it's easier to have a language cussing because it's always on your mind. Not to say cuss words, but you don't. It's harder. It's easier to long sentences, but cuss words is right here. So it's more of the fact that it's easier, and also the fact that Major Sure is right. The fact that in your left hand side, it's easier these kind of words come out. It's easier to say stuff like hello, bye, fuck you. It's easier. It's the same. My name is Phil. So
Gotcha.
some people, and I said, okay, that makes sense to me. I always don't understand that. Honestly, I got better at that. But when I was there, I knew that I knew that I wanted to get better at whatever it was. But
Yeah.
I was an athlete. I played soccer and track, and Wake Forest and Penn State. And in the beginning, I was doing, I know it was OT, but speech and doing stuff, kicking my legs and stuff. I'll get better at this. Then I got back to Jefferson again because I had an infection. So they got an infection out there. Yeah, I'm messed up. Am better. But when I came back to Bryn Mawr again, it was a nice place. There was clarity in my head. And my speech teacher, in my mind, I'm saying, I can talk clear. And finally, with the infection out of there again, and I'm back to Bryn Mawr again, I started to my speech teacher, and I said, all right, something's wrong here. Because I'm talking to you, and you're talking to me. And what I'm saying makes sense to you, but what I'm saying makes sense to me at all. Oh, this is my fault now. And the first time I listened to them, and I was like, oh, this is my fault. So I listened to what they're saying because I know for a fact, I understand that, okay, there's something wrong with me, not you, it's me. And a lot of people, I found out, when I would say this, and maybe I'm wrong, but I was in the bottom, so I can say what I want to say. It takes some time to understand you need help.
Yeah.
And if you don't need help, especially people who know the fact having their language problem and saying hello and bye and all that stuff, you think you can talk fine, but you don't understand it's really on your mind. There's no language coming out. So you think I can what? It's like, why do you understand what I'm saying? Because you have a language problem.
Right.
Because that.
Do you find that you still do that now without realizing you're doing it?
Cuss?
No, where you're think that you're saying something, but you're not really talking.
Not anymore. Because it was so bad. I had so much time to improve this. I can talk clear. And the funny thing is, all of my friends, I have a lot of friends because I got lucky. I have friends and family who cared of me in the very beginning. And I've had friends since 4th grade, still friends, in high school too, in the college. And they laugh because apparently I used to talk really, really fast, like blah, 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 blah. And now but having a stroke, they laugh at it, and having aphasia, she's like, well, listen to this. Now you have to talk clear for other people. And that happens sometimes.
Hold on. I've never seen this before, but it says you're not being recorded.
Is it recording right now?
Hold on. It says Phil has stopped being recorded because of low browser storage. Ask them to free up space, then joining from the Riverside desktop app.
I did. I did that on my screen, so I stopped it and said it, and then it's recording it.
Oh, it does say recording?
Yeah, recording it. When I was yesterday with Bill, it did the same thing too, and I said, I don't know why I haven't getting more. I don't know why to get more memory, because a lot of memory in there. But either way, I just stopped it and just doing it again. So we can start from the beginning.
Okay.
So Yeah,
Yeah. So we were talking where you have a lot of friends since fourth grade.
yeah, and on a lot of family too. So they laughed at me because they said the fact that you talk clear, you like you could look clear now than you, when you had a stroke because I just like really fast, like, and I said, well, there's no audio for that. It never happened. So now I can talk clear now, but I had no choice because I was really bad. Like I would look at my
Mm.
mom and say dog, and I know for a fact I'm the only person in the house, and I know what a dog is and what my mom is, and they're not the same person.
Right.
So I just start from the very beginning. So as I got better, the place, another place I was in, I don't talk for a little bit. It was Westgate. I thought like Bryn Mawr was a really nice place. I thought everyone would be there to help me. Westgate was a hellhole. It's really bad.
Oh,
In fact, that place were people to die. That's it. It's what it's for. In fact,
wow.
um, the fact is, in the beginning, people thought I was mute because they wouldn't talk to me. Now I knew I was getting better, not a lot better, but I know it was mute. I know what mute is. Mute, you can't mute if you can't talk.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a really bad place.
Yeah.
A lot of places had me. In fact, for instance, I found out people, like I said, people were there to die. That's what they're there for. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't not a good place. But my mom was there every day, and she was my advocate. And my mom, and she's a soldier. It's not gonna happen to me. But the one thing I did have is the rehab place. They're really nice to me. They're really nice to me. It was a different place,
Mm-hmm.
and they gave me the apps I use now, and I still have their passwords because they knew I still want to get out of this place. I still didn't know what aphasia was. I didn't know what a stroke. I know what a stroke is. I have one.
Yeah.
Um, so when I'm back to Bryn Mawr again because I had my skull removed, so I can put it on the shelf.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was ready to leave to Dayton, Ohio, for Premier Health. Um, that's why that's my first, my second speech language pathologist was Chelsea, and I love her to death. In fact, I've gotten lucky because because I am so I am still. I'm so funny, and if I was funny anymore, I'm funny now, and is always been able to talk to other people. So I was good for everybody else. I found out that's not the case for everybody else. So I'll
Mm.
tell you this: if you need a speech language pathologist, and if it doesn't work for you, find another. Everyone will fit for everybody else. That's where it is. Some people like
Yes.
for me, it's easy for me. I like everybody. Other people not can be the thing, but you need help. Don't
Mm-hmm.
don't just sit in there and say it didn't work for me. Find somebody else. If
Exactly.
you
Yep.
don't do this, and I'll tell you this too, if you don't get any better, that's your fault because you didn't try, and you got to make sure you're gonna speak all this once a week or twice a week. That's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put the work in yourself.
Right.
Like you got to do the work yourself. Whatever apps you use, books. It's almost like you you're the star.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
know,
I
you
agree.
have you can have a friend saying, "I'll help you with this and get better." But if you don't took the work in yourself,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I haven't had anyone. It's only been 3 years that have anyone said, "Yeah, I didn't need a speech language pathologist." Everyone says, "Oh yeah,"
Yeah. Phil,
and
you hit the nail on the head. There are so many times I've heard people use that same phrase, it didn't work for me. And I think back to this is like way before my brain injury. I had to go to counseling. I needed to find a counselor. And I found out that not everybody is one size fits all. You have to find the person that you mesh with. If
Yeah,
that person's not working for you, fire them and find another one.
yeah. In fact, speech and language pathologist is not going to matter to you.
Right.
You know, they'll find somebody else. And so me and Chelsea, um, in the very beginning, she said, "What are your goals?" And I said for her, it's not how I'm talking now. What are your goals? And most people say, I want to be able to read and write. Why not?
Yeah.
She said, okay. So say your ABCs. So I could say A, B, C, D. Easy, right? Well, easy
Yeah.
enough. They said, write it. Okay, I'm right. I put a pencil in my hand, right, left hand at the time when right hand's getting better, and I forgot how to write.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my God. Now for me, you understand, for me, that was a challenge. Like, okay, well, level one, let's go. Like, I because it was so bad in the beginning. First of all, I'm so stubborn to say no, and the fact is, whatever this is going to happen to me, I'm going to beat this no matter what. Did I know how hard it was to get? No, but by the time I was in Brim, in Premier Health, mom's there, like, well, I might as well keep going on. I can't stop now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So as I got better, um, she said, I want you, there's a break, and I want you to go to a Zoom meeting with somebody else. Zoom, like, why Zoom? Well, I just want to get better myself. She said, go to Zoom. And the first time I was Zoom for anybody else, I found that there's people like me. I I was always in my mindset, I'm gonna beat this whatever it is.
Yeah.
Still gonna phase it, but I know that I want to get better for myself. But then I found there's people just like me.
Mm.
I said, oh shit, and I soak it all in. The fact that there's 1 million to 3 million people in aphasia in the American states have aphasia every year,
Mm-hmm.
and all this kind of stuff. So I soak it up. I went to every meeting I had, every meeting I had, and I got better. And it got to the point, the fact I'm getting bored, and I was getting bored because in the beginning, these place is I am aphasia. It used to be virtual connections, but I am now.
Mm-hmm.
Is you need this? It was a stepping stone because in the beginning, most people say the name. My name is Phil, and I have aphasia in the small groups or bigger groups, right? But
Yeah.
after that, usually I find out that you're saying after that, I'm saying, all right, my name's Phil, and I have aphasia, and I like cars, something like this, and like okay. And then after a while, I was saying, is there more than this and that? And I was very vocal. They know me. I'm very vocal after a while. And I was like, what do you want to? And I was saying, sometimes seeing the same people in my group, and I said, the group will say you can come back in 5 minutes, and we're sitting there
Mm-hmm.
saying the same thing. So I said, hey, what do you do? We're not doing aphasia. What do you have to do? And I found out people are just people with
Right.
aphasia. Their kids, their families, husbands, wives with aphasia.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so let's talk about that instead. So, all right, you can cut it out if you want to. But the first aphasia friends I was introduced to was Lucy. She's going to be in Y with me in 3 weeks. She's in Y right now, and we're sitting there, and it was like 4 people in this group, and we're done. I was like, "Hey, I have a question for you. Like, what are you doing now? I have a question. Do you ever seen Lionel Richie? Hello, you know Lionel Richie? Hello, Lionel Richie is
Yeah. Yep.
well."
Yep.
And we're talking and say, "Yeah, do you know he's a stalker, right?" What do you mean? I said, "Look at the Lionel Richie. It was in the 80s, right? 90s, right? 80s, right? Like he's a stalker. Like he's she's in her home. He's in her school. He's a teacher, and she's blind the whole time." And she's no, not. I said, "Listen." So it was like 2 weeks later on, and Lucy was, and we were in the group again. They're like, "He's a stalker." I know. So that's when we became friends. Because I mean, you can't stalk people in the 80s or 90s, but so that's how we became friends. But I went in a lot of groups, and still I want to do something else because I want to do something else. So that's why I found out that YouTube. I knew YouTube, but I didn't know it would be a search engine for me to get YouTube.
Mm.
And I didn't even know about National Aphasia Association at all, which
Yeah.
was what well, now I'm ambassador now. I just know that it's like this. You need to be able to talk. For me, you need to be able to talk,
Mm-hmm.
and you do something else. You have to do something else when you do the meetings. So I started, and it took some time to get myself together on YouTube because what I used to do when I do to get my own channel, I do look at videos and go over and over again. I think I told you this too, and then find out I feel like you can slow it down. Like, oh shit! So I'm able to slow it down, and I take some information and I started my own channel, and then I find out that I just want to talk about, like I like talking about people's stories. Like
Right.
if I don't talk on myself, that's not a video. Sooner or later, what I'm going to talk about myself all the time. But I found out a lot of people in the beginning. It was me and Lucy and other people. And I said, just tell all your stories.
Yeah.
And I found out everyone, when it comes for aphasia, it's umbrella. Under that,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of stories in there because everyone's different. It's the same because we have aphasia, right?
Right.
But under that, it's a lot different. So that's I did it on my own channel. Just tell them all your stories,
Mm-hmm.
and it's getting better because people didn't know what to do, and my craft is getting better. But I make sure I have guest hosts, speech and language pathologists, people who have aphasia, other hosts like you, which you and me on my show too. Um, and I do it every week because it's practice for me in
Yeah.
general. I do editing, all the editing myself, and I understand there's so much thing about in YouTube in general about aphasia, but there are a lot of people talking about stroke, not a lot, but definitely not talking about aphasia at all.
Right. There's
No,
like
I
hardly
mean, I
anything
didn't know
out
what
there.
aphasia was. I didn't even know the word aphasia,
Yeah.
and I used to be a wordsmith. I do words a lot of time. I didn't know aphasia ever like so. So that's what I do this now because and then when I was doing this, I found I can be an ambassador for National Aphasia Association. So all right, it's in my out of the way anyway. So now it gave me more clout in there to say, let's do this and help other people. So that's what I do now because I finally have a purpose to help other people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it's hard because, especially for people for having aphasia,
Yeah.
it's easy. I've seen videos of people and like this is Dr. Phil, and he's a doctor, and this Phil has a face like I have aphasia, yay! It's hard. It's easy to talk to other people who have aphasia, like me.
Right. Oh my, Phil, we were cut from the same cloth. We were. that's exactly how I started this channel. I wanted to hear people with lived experiences talking about it. And all I was finding was a doctor saying, I'm PhD, da 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 da, and this is what it's like to have a brain injury. Well,
No, you
no
don't.
crap. I have a brain injury. I know what it's like. I want to hear
Mm.
people talking about it. And it wasn't out there. And here's another funny story for you, too. I hadn't heard the word aphasia. For the longest time, I thought I was just crazy because, you would hold up a remote control and say, "Here, will you hand me the bacon?" And I'm like,
Oh, I know.
I know it's a remote control. Why am I calling it bacon? Or we call it Robbie's around our house because my wife is very fluent in it. I'll say, hand me an ear stick. And she's like, "Oh, the thing to clean your ear out? The Q-tip?" Yeah.
Yep.
I'm like, why do I describe what something is? Why do I assign it a name that I know it's not? And I just thought I was crazy. And here's where the funny part comes in. Have you ever seen the TV show House?
House. Yes, house. Yeah.
Okay. There was an episode that came on and I was watching it and I'm watching it and this lady is doing what I'm doing. I'm like, that's me.
Ah.
That's me. And House diagnosed her with aphasia. And I'm like, no. So I got my phone and I looked up what is aphasia.
So you didn't even know
And
what aphasia was?
I knew I had it. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know it was a medical condition. I had no idea. And that's how I
Wow.
figured out I diagnosed myself because I'm like, I'm crazy. No, I'm not. What I'm
That's
going
crazy.
through is a real thing.
That's crazy. Like, I have aphasia, and because they diagnosed that because I was in the hospital a long time. They know I have aphasia. But for you, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
know
the
what the
funny
doctors
thing
told
is,
me? They told me I had a nervous breakdown.
that's the one thing. Doctors are doctors are good in their field, but they should be able to tell everything to make sure that fact that maybe you have stroke, maybe you have aphasia, and find someone else to make sure you're okay.
Mhm.
Don't say you're good with that and go with it. And I understand the fact that doctors, they're field and they're doing that stuff, but it's almost like I want the whole caboodle. I want to, like, when I go
Yeah.
to the doctors, right? I get my checked up. I want everything checked up. No,
Right.
so fact, I think other people should find out if you have stroke, aphasia, and everything else, and get there. And if you don't have if you don't have aphasia, then you can put it down there. Don't find out for yourself.
Hmm.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they'll say, okay, we've checked your brain. Your brain's okay. You haven't had a stroke. Have a nice day. And you're going, but wait a minute. I don't have still have a diagnosis. You tell me what I don't have, but you haven't told me what I do have. You're
Yeah.
left on your own to go out and dig for all the answers.
Yeah. I got lucky because where I was at, I was so bad. They know everything I have. Like, you know what I mean? I was when so I even though I know what aphasia was, they knew I had aphasia. You know what I mean? But a lot of places I was lucky because there are other people I found out have a stroke because a stroke is easy to have a stroke. You know what
Yeah.
it is, but they have aphasia and they even know it because they just sit there and just go, you know,
Mm.
and then find out from themselves they have that symptoms. Like, wow, that's why I do my podcast too, because the fact you need to know what it's like for other people, and and also the fact I like to find out how they found out how you knew aphasia was.
Yeah.
Um, and also on my podcast a little bit for aphasia, there's other things aphasia is different to other people. Like there's a guy who was a conductor and he didn't have a stroke, but he got a brain tumor and had aphasia and he doesn't like music anymore. It's like one does not mean the other. You
Mhm.
can have a stroke and have aphasia. You can have aphasia and have a stroke.
Yeah.
Like it's all around the world. I mean, of course, out of everything. So
Overachiever.
yes. What do you need? I got everything. Come on here. Um, so now I'm an ambassador. I have a guest host and all this stuff, and that's what I do now. When I get up in the morning, let's have a podcast with you. I do all my activities in the morning, speech, men's speech, OT and PT, and then I do my videos. Um, and it's good. Like, but my real goal is I want everyone to have your own channel. Now, like with you like to tell people stories, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to. You if you don't have a channel, you don't have a channel talking about your stories. Like for instance, my friend Mike, um, he likes Legos and his son, but he has aphasia. Like like if you like pictures, like I have another friend, Ryan. Has global aphasia, so he talks very basic English. But the funny thing is, he can drive, but he's talking very basic English. But
Mm.
I want to talk about you like pictures and stuff. I put a pot, so I'm gonna help him doing on channel doing that stuff. Like I want to flood YouTube and people understand what it's like
Yeah.
because there's space for this, and I'm not going anywhere.
Hmm.
I mean, I look at it as like aphasia. I have a card. I don't want this card. I didn't even know I had a card. I have a aphasia card. It's like going to the gym. It's like
Yeah.
there's no guarantees anymore, no
Hmm.
refunds. It's for life. So even if I don't go to my aphasia class, doesn't matter. It's going to be here. So I might as well get there and find out what's going on
Yeah.
because why not? And 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 that's what I do.
I love it, Phil. And here's the thing. I feel that you will agree with me on this statement. Doing what we're doing is not only healing for ourselves,
Mhm.
but it's healing for the people that are telling the stories and the people that are like us who are not getting the answers from the doctors. They're being neglected by their family because their family just kind of discounts their symptoms. And it's kind of like a virtual hug for them to come in and say, I'm not alone in this. I
Yeah.
have somebody that understands me and they're talking about it and they're not ashamed of it.
Yes. The only thing that sucks for having aphasia, if you know what it is, you don't know, you're not going to look about it. That's the
Yeah.
one that sucks. But it's for me is that too. But I think that yes, first of all, you need a speech language pathologist. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. But you need groups like I do, groups, and also your friends or family you can, or other phase of friends and that way you'll heal. It's a uh, having a having a home like having a, when you have a when you have a kid, it's a
Hmm.
community helping you
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
better because otherwise in fact, especially people who know what it's like to talk about this stuff.
Exactly.
And I'll tell this the fact that sometimes your friends sometimes your friends can not your friends anymore. And that's okay because it's your journey.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't understand what's happening to them,
Yeah.
sorry. Because it affects you. And find out people that can help you.
Hmm.
I'll help you, anyone help you because you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone at all.
No.
But you need to practice. Now I know other people like Bruce Willis and Willie Williams. She'll get worse, but most
Yeah.
people have the time to get better.
Hmm.
And everyone will be different. But that's exactly why I do what I'm doing now.
Keep it up, Phil. Keep it up.
Thank you.
Before we go, tell the people how they can find you.
It's easy. I'm a YouTube site, Aphasia P, Aphasia Phil. And trust me, I'm the only one out there. Aphasia, so yeah.
Very easy to find, and it will also
Yeah.
be linked below in the description. So
Yep.
if you do have problems finding it, just click below. It'll be right there for you to click on. I want to encourage you guys to visit our website, myliferewired.com. We have resources there that are available for you. If you want to be a guest on the show, that's the easiest way to contact us. Click on contact us and boom, you're in.
I have a
And
question.
then, yeah,
You do anyone's show. Put your word out there. Don't only my show, be on anyone's show.
yeah,
You do this. We need to do this. Sorry about
yes.
that.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. And I also want to encourage you not only to like and subscribe to the channel, but share it, because when you share, you're helping others who might need to hear what we've talked about today. You never know when that's going to resonate with someone else. So until next time, this has been Life Rewired. And Bill, it's been great having you on the program
Thank
today.
you so much.
Not the end, just re-inspired. This is me, my life rewired.